Hi, welcome back. Jason Zarlou here for Byron Alive TV. We're here with Simon. How are you, mate?
G'day, mate. How are you?
All right. Now, we're currently at the Brunswick Heads Drum Circle site where everyone gets together, like a couple hundred people. It's the old school, what would you say, flavour of the Shire that comes together. It used to happen in Mullum and they barred it. They used to happen in Byron and they barred it. Now, there's going to be some changes that are going on the site. And Simon knows a fair bit about it, and you drum every week, right? You're part of the crew here.
Yeah.
It's a massive percussion sort of circle. We've got a bit of cutaway footage for that. Just in a nutshell, you're obviously very passionate about letting the community know what's going on, because obviously if you don't look, you don't find these things out. So what was the passion of you, getting involved in learning more about what's happening?
Yeah, sure. I'll enlighten you a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So I've played drums here for about 3 or 4 years, I suppose.
Yeah, cool.
Some of the drummers have played for a little bit longer than me, but I'm a drummer of about 30 years.
Yeah.
Some of those years as a professional drummer.
Yeah, cool.
What we have here, this is basically a non-formal, if you like, drum circle. And we get up to about 400 to 500 people here every Sunday in summer.
Yeah.
We will have up to 20, 25 drummers, and there may be another sort of 50 or 60 people in this dance area. What's happening here, of course, is with the Surf Life Saving Club redevelopment. And first of all, I just want to say, none of us would disagree that they don't need new facilities.
Sure.
They're in desperate need. The Surf Club do a great job, and they desperately need new upgraded facilities. That's a given. But unfortunately, what's happening in this space here is that part of the DA approval is they're essentially taking over what many consider a sacred space.
Sure.
This dance area and drum circle area has been used for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And they're building here, based on the DA approved plans, a concrete filtration pit.
Right here.
Well,
basically.
Right here, with a stormwater catchment.
Okay.
Stormwater catchment pit.
Yep.
I do have the plans there. We can show.
Yeah, we can have a look.
Stormwater filtration facility with a catchment pit, and the direction of flow will flow into these trees, which.
These trees are staying. We're not going to cut them down.
They're staying. It seems an odd design because there's this whole park that they could put a filtration system in. But they've chosen to do it here. Ideally, the filtration system should go more into the car park. The car park's going to need to be redone and redeveloped anyway. It needs landscaping, and that's the perfect place for it.
Now, I heard through the grapevine they're going to be pulling that whole building down and rebuilding it.
Yeah, so
what? I remember months ago, you were saying that there's a long-term plan of a restaurant and wedding functions.
No, it's not.
So
look, it's not a restaurant. No, what's happening here? This is essentially a club room facility.
Okay.
So it comprises for the club rooms, new storage space, and facilities for them to hold their carnivals, nippers events, interstate carnivals, and everything. So that's a really important function and well needed.
Sure.
However, as part of that DA approval, this is also approved as a function centre.
Right.
And so with that, we have approvals for specifically weddings, birthdays, and presumably other events.
Okay.
And that is approved from 9 in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
Okay.
It says in the DA they will be intermittent, but once they realise that you can charge $15,000 per day for an event facility, I believe that, and the DA allows them to use it, that we will see 2-3 events here a week.
And when will that be rolled out?
Well,
obviously they've got they workers' cabins or something.
Well, I mean, this is my understanding is this is a temporary storage facility while they build. So the knockdown will happen sometime in the next couple of months.
Okay.
January, February.
Okay, so
and this will be removed once the facility is finished. But the issue here, the big issue here, we believe that we believe that both these things can happen together.
Okay, because that's what I was getting at next. The solutions. What solutions do you think?
Well,
Is it going to go somewhere else?
Well, the solution.
It's going to happen. They're going to put concrete down here.
They may not necessarily put concrete because you know we'll try and argue the point that it should this filtration system should not be here in this space. It should be in the car park. It should be somewhere else. It should be maybe somewhere else in the park.
Okay.
This park is for use for all people.
Sure.
And yes, the surf club of course have a right to use it for their
Is
important
it
things.
I got you. Who owns? Is it public land or?
My belief is it's Crown land.
Okay.
And they have a they have a right to use it and as part of their DA process.
Okay.
So that's all cool. No one's arguing that.
Yeah, okay.
It's the issue that we want to be able to have the ability to use this as well.
Okay.
By them building their stormwater filtration pit right where we play.
Yeah.
My
coincidence or not?
Coincidence or suspicion on this is because they have DA approval for weddings and events. Particularly
they wouldn't
on
want that here when if there's a wedding on a Sunday. They do not want
a wedding on a Sunday when we've got 500 punters turning up to drum circle dancing. Now this is everyone from very young children, babies, families, young families, right through all range of people.
Community coming together.
And the really important thing here to understand is that this is probably the largest drum dance and fire spinning event in Australia. The largest without question.
Yeah.
You know, there are other drum circles like in North Bondi and places like that, but this would be the largest drum dance and fire spinning free event in Australia, bar none.
Okay.
And
midsummer, when you're saying you're really
any time of the year. I mean, you'll see the videos. I can testify to 500 people.
Sure.
What is really important here is this is kind of the goose that lays the golden egg.
Yeah.
So for Byron Shire, this free event and events like this draw in literally thousands of tourists a year.
It's keeping the old school Shire culture
and there's people
alive.
Coming from Argentina, Peru,
Japan, that culture alive.
Norway, Germany, England, the rest of Australia.
Showcasing the culture.
And you talk to these people and they say they've come here because
it's not in Byron anymore.
Yeah, I've seen this on Instagram. Right. So
sure.
this is spread on Instagram and people come here and they want to be part of it. So that's kind of what's happening is that the amount of money that this would bring in.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of weddings. It's all right. There is a lot of weddings that do happen up here. It's a very popular place, so you can understand maybe why they might use it for that. Let's have a little look at the DA. Okay, so we've got the DA here. So do you want to run through some of the specifics?
Yeah. So this is
kind of details.
This is actually there's actually been 4 DAs on this project, and this is one of the earlier DAs. The building, since this DA, has actually increased in size considerably
over time.
Yeah, and this large Norfolk Island pine tree is now being removed.
Okay.
And we'll show you that in a moment, but that's the big double split Norfolk Island pine tree over there.
Okay.
And there's been not a lot of consultation, it seems, with the community about the removal of that tree.
Okay.
This is the drum circle area. So where my finger is a circle here, this is where we are now.
Yep.
These casuarina trees denote the trees over the drum circle. This is the location of the filtration pit, which is right on the edge of the dancing area, and it indicates the filtration going in.
And they're going to concrete a fair bit of this?
Oh, look,
it'll just be a little, around it.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah.
Here we go.
Sort of be a section. Well, the whole thing's not going to be concreted.
So you can see here. This is a typical design of the stormwater filtration pit. But what it does require is metal grates above, concrete below, and a filtration system. I'm unsure of the specifics. That's up to the engineer, of course. But building any kind of infrastructure here seems madness.
Yeah.
And
so where is it at? Like, what do you feel that the community should do next? To say, hey, we're not okay with this, or is it already done and dusted?
Well, this is DA approved. This has gone through the process.
So it's all happening.
Yeah, the construction begins very, very shortly.
Okay, so
the only hope in my book is to change where this pit is.
Okay, so
Right.
that's a compromise.
Yeah, and so what we're willing to, you know, we would desperately love to meet with council on site or the Surf Life Saving Club on
Okay.
site and say, hey guys,
Yeah.
you know, what can we do? How can we all share this space together? What we've been presented here is basically a fait accompli.
Yeah.
We're building this filtration
Yeah,
pit
yeah,
over your
no
drum circle.
consultation.
Take it or leave it, whether you like it or not. You know, and we believe that there's a real opportunity here for both of us to coexist. I mean, this is the largest,
the
largest free event in Byron Shire.
But do you think there's also, let's be honest, there's like, you know, they kind of want to get rid of it? You know, like it happened in Byron, it happened in Mullum. You know,
look,
money comes into the Shire. Get those hippies out of here. You know.
Yeah, look. First things, Ali. What I will tell you is that first of all, it's not a bunch of hippies.
No, I know that. I'm just being sarcastic.
But let me tell you.
But you can see what they may think.
But what's really important to understand, this isn't a bunch of hippies playing bongo drums. This is some serious professional djembe players. You know, we've got people,
families,
we've got
all
people
over the world.
People like Elliot Orr playing. We've got people like myself who've played with Olivia Newton-John. We've got people like Gabrielle playing. We've got some serious professional drummers. We've also got, you know, professional drum makers. And on top of all the sort of locals and other people who come as well. So so this isn't just a bunch of sort of like,
and the community gathering
hippies.
thing, the old school community, why people have come here. And this is what I keep saying. I mean, I come here from Sydney 20-something years ago. You know, black sheep and families, you do that. You know, it's a lot of alternative culture that I love about this place. But the way I see it, even Byron, I go in there now, it is what it is. But the thing is, you know, the mainstream is kind of attracted, as I said, a lot of weddings happen up here. They're attracted to that alternative culture. And then unfortunately, it sort of gentrifies it and it turns it into the mainstream. And, you know, I also, part of doing this segment is holding the flame for the old school Shire, culture on why people are attracted to the place.
Well, the thing,
you know let's be honest, and why they come here and spend their money too.
Exactly right. And the reality is, Ali, that once events like this disappear, once these kind of free, you know, these are not sort of organised events. This is just community coming together to play, to share music.
Picnics. I know it's not just drumming. There's people hanging out, and talking, connecting.
And once these places go, we become essentially a pastiche of the Gold Coast.
Exactly.
And you know, in my mind, the council should be embracing these kind of events and really looking at how we can hold on to this kind of stuff.
Sure.
Because this ultimately creates a point of difference for Byron Shire from the rest of Australia, and gives these international, national tourists and people who come here spending their money.
The real deal.
They're all spending money at pubs and restaurants
100%.
and cafes and petrol stations and accommodation.
100%.
You know, I wouldn't even imagine to guess the amount of money that this generates indirectly, but it's certainly got to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars a year.
Sure, I get it.
And the Byron Shire council should be really coming out and saying, how can we make this work with you guys? And there's been no consultation.
Yeah, okay, well that's the big issue that I have, which I'm going to follow up. You know, I did an interview, I know the mayor, I did an interview with Sarah.
It'd be great if you could get her on board.
Well, I'll have a chat to her, she's very open. And bring it to her attention.
I would love to
bring
happy to meet with her and express my concerns too.
Because she's old school like me. We had a great interview with her, you know, pre-election, and here she is now, and I've known her for a long time. Well, I'm just also, just to wrap it up, you know, obviously this is going to happen. I mean, you know, I understand the compromising, the lack of consultation, but I wonder where else there could be a space where we could use. You know what I'm saying? You're really attached to this place, but we're going to talk about the reality of the solutions moving forward.
I think what will happen,
you know
right, is
reality.
So in the coming weeks, possibly a month or two, maybe it'll be a couple of months, but once this space becomes untenable, we will inevitably move. The issue we have is that when we do move, there's a very high chance that we will upset houses, we'll upset businesses, we'll
further
upset
down there, the wildlife.
Well, we can't go down here.
I don't know down there.
Well, this is a National Park Reserve, so that's not somewhere we can go.
Interesting. Okay.
Torquay Reserve, we can go into Torquay. We were moved on.
Well, that's what started there. I remember when it first
started at Torquay.
Yeah, I remember that.
And moved on, and you know, that
moved to here.
Yeah, and part of the issue there, I think we'll go back there, and you know, the restaurants and the pub and the neighbours are really just going to have to suck it up.
Yeah.
Because unless those people,
controversial.
unless those people are ready to stand behind us and say, let's make a permanent home here. What I would dearly love, this is what I would love.
Sure.
I would love to get together with the council, get together with the surf club and a few of the key stakeholders and agree on a plan that in a couple of years' time when this is finished, that we have the ability to play here permanently every Sunday, uninhibered. When it rains, we use under cover of the surf club. I would dearly love that that is still open to us and available to us. We're not excluded from it, that we can go under the cover of the outside of the surf club. What that does mean is that the surf club are going to find it very difficult to have weddings. Yeah, that's going to be their issue, obviously. On a Sunday, on a Sunday evening. They're up here just for the weekend. But if there's going to be 200, 300, 400 people here anyway, I can tell you right now, the people at the wedding are going to want to be here. Yeah, well, it's not going to happen. Yeah, I get that. Not there. Yeah. Okay. So, well, look, interesting. We'll do a follow-up. Appreciate your time. I'd like to keep things shortish and not go on too long, but I think we gained some valuable information. Yeah. And I'm completely with you on the consulting, which hasn't been done. No. And look, and we are all here together, as I keep saying. We're all here together in the community. Yeah. Us and them thing is, we're here. So let's we'll do a follow-up and I'll have a chat, with our mayor and let's see if we can come to a middle ground somewhere. That would be great. And look, if there's one thing I can say just to finish, and that is that this is not a case of us versus the surf club or us versus the council or anything like that. That's not about this. Everyone here is in full agreement that the surf club needs to be upgraded. We all agree that the facility has been falling apart for a number of years, and they have worked tirelessly to secure funds to get their design 100%. Approved and get the funding they need to improve their facilities for the next 20, 30, 50 years. 100%. No one's disagreeing with that. What we are saying is there is a real opportunity here for the community to get together and to say, how can we all coexist? Because what we have at the moment, we have a scenario where it appears as though the rights of people booking weddings in the future is going to override the rights of the community needs and the community who share this space. And I believe that we can all coexist and enjoy it together. Cool. All right, mate. Great. Again, thanks for your time, Simon. Love your work. Go from there, Thank mate. You. All right. Cheers, mate. Jason Zalu signing off for Byron Alive TV. Please subscribe on with the show called Live. Catch you later.